Hey everybody, I've got Stacy back with me and Gigi.
Yes. Hi.
We've got a good story for you today. It's about what's going on with China and their global food grab. So please kind of pay attention and share this video with anybody that you think might like it or need to hear it. And hitting the like button means a ton as well.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. So China,
Absolutely.
for the last apparently 13 years, they have been preparing how to start storing food. They realize a food shortage is coming way before we have, and so they've got 7 ways that they have been doing it. One of them is they have started increasing their food production. So where we are having problems with food production, even though they've had whatever droughts and rains and all that kind of stuff, they are still increasing their food production in some form, matter, whatever. The second is they are boosting their agricultural research and development. And Chris has some really interesting numbers. Actually, I want to stop right here because I want you to read these numbers because this is very interesting. So it says the largest public agricultural research and development system in the world is right now in China. 33% of the population of China, they work for the agricultural sector.
And that's where it gets interesting.
Well, and
because,
that's more than the whole entire United States. So read the numbers.
So the population of China is 1.4 billion,
right?
Which is amazing. That's a lot. 33% of 1.4 billion is 462 million,
right?
And something. Now, the population, the whole population of the U.S. is 332 million,
right.
400 and some odd thousand.
Yeah.
But, so just know the people that are involved in agriculture
sector
in China
more than we are here
is more than all of the inhabitants of the United States.
Right.
Now, there's another thing you should really pay attention to, and we're going to get into this more in the video, so hang with us, is China, out of all this food hoarding, they produce 95% of their own grain, but they're still buying from other countries.
Well, that's the next thing, yeah. So listen to this. Here's another stat real quick then. So they're 20% of the world population. However, they are going to hold 65% of the world corn by the end of this year, and they're going to hold, let's see, what is it? 53% of the world's wheat by the end of this year. I mean, you guys, that's only a couple weeks away. And they're not only that, but they're growing more and more and more and more. They are starting to stockpile. They said in 1990, they started stockpiling grain.
Yeah, okay, so they're stockpiling grain, but they're also sending seeds into space.
They are.
That's the strangest thing I've heard, and I didn't know anything about this. I know a lot of you guys are super intelligent and you already know about this. I had no idea they've been doing this since the 80s.
Yep.
And what it does is they send the seeds up there, and the environments are harsh.
It's lower gravity, it's less oxygen, it's different things that makes these seeds more hardy. So when they bring them back down, they said they think it's going to be like more 97% more productive. It's going to have like, I think 50% more increase. And so they're thinking that these seeds are going to be...
It does though.
Yeah, so that's what's happening.
Really...
And they are actually doing that. It showed photos of them doing right now in these space capsules or whatever.
Space
or
grow labs, I don't know what you call it, but they call it seed modernization.
That's it, and they're doing it.
I'm going to read a definition that I looked up because I've never heard of it, and I thought you guys should know. It improves responsiveness and consistency, reduces complexity, becomes adaptable and flexible to address future technical advances and scientific innovation. It protects producers and consumers by strengthening existing requirements. It makes the plant stronger.
It does. Well, they said it is, quote, the computer chips of agriculture. By them sending it into space, making them more hardy, that's what they quoted it as the Chinese government did.
Now,
so that's another thing they're doing.
And this is China emerges as a global space power.
Yep.
In recent decades has been able to send thousands of seeds.
Yep, they have been.
So this isn't new.
Nope.
This is something they've been doing to get ahead of what's about to come. And everything we're about to tell you is happening at a time where food is about to be scarce. I'm telling you now, and I'm gonna get, you're just a fear monger, you're not telling the truth, there's plenty of food in the stores. I'm gonna ask you to do your due diligence and look behind what they want you to see at the stores. Look behind that first row of food and look at the second and the third and where the other food should be. Don't be bamboozled by the glut of goods that we don't need that's spilling out the doors of Tractor Supply and Walmart and these other places. Pay attention to the food.
Okay, so why, if people claim there's a glut of food, then why would China be having this plan? Because they're always several steps ahead of us, it seems like, on this kind of thing. I mean, right now they've just even in 2021 they just did a law that it was an anti-food waste law that if you bought excessive amount of food that you got fined. I mean, they're already ahead of us when it comes to this stuff. They see it coming. And so if they see it coming, then we should see it coming. It's not the pretty shorts and the t-shirts and the shoes that are on the rack right now. We're talking about food. We're talking about necessities.
China's playing chess.
So, and also they have been the food manufacturing plants in the United States. So once again, if there's not a food shortage, then why are they coming in and buying up all of our U.S. manufacturing plants? This is a big deal to me. This is something I've been concerned about for years, and I have been saying, hey, you guys take a look at this. People don't realize that so much of China has come in and they've bought up so many of our manufacturing plants. Smithfield, there's a numerous amount of plants, and Chris can go on and on of how many they own. He did a little research on that. But they'll even come in and buy it up under a shell corporation. So if you're a business right now and you're getting ready to sell, just make sure who you're selling it to. But read some of the companies that people don't even realize that are owned by China.
Well, let me give her some credibility. I gotta eat crow a minute. She has been telling me this for years, and a lot of you guys know where she used to work. Enough said. I'm not going to say too much on that. But she's been telling me things about China that I keep kind of blowing off. Kind of, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know our TV's watching us. I know. You know, you're getting out there. She was right. In the book, in 1984, it talks about a microphone everywhere. And the Korean girl.
Yeah.
Remember her?
Yep.
She said, "Don't speak because
the mice are listening."
This happens in totalitarian governments, which we are rapidly moving into. When the CBDC gets here, you will know 100% for sure where you're at. It will be an open-air prison in the future if the good people, like we talk to every day in the comments, and I hope you do too, don't stand up and do anything about it. But some other places that are, there's one other thing I had to read about China. China made another large purchase of U.S. corn in mid-April from private sellers, which totaled 1.02 million metric tons. This company can grow, country can grow 95% of its corn. Now, they have had some droughts, but this was set up beforehand. They're trying to control the food supply.
They've also been acquiring our land. They own over 190,000 acres of our farmland and our properties. It's gotten to the point where Congress has even stepped in and said, "Whoa, hold on, stop a minute."
Let's go over here.
So, but yeah, I mean, but I wanted to hear about these companies that you found that people don't even realize. Even AMC, you were like AMC, the theater company. People have no idea that China's behind them. I think it was some hotels, some resorts. And they come in. I just talked to a guy the other day that called. It was a soybean company, and they were doing the manufacturing or whatever. Somebody come in as a shell company, but behind the shell company, it's actually a country that doesn't have our best interest in heart.
Yeah, it's AMC is owned by the Chinese. The Chicago Stock Exchange.
Yes, it is. Man, I didn't know about that.
Is starting to get hammered by this Chinese company. I can't pronounce the name. I'll put a link in the description. They are trying to get more Chinese companies into the Chicago Stock Exchange. Right. It's more and more obvious, and I've been hearing in the comments about China having their own police stations here.
I've heard that. But I can't prove that or whatever. But yeah, they have been coming. And well, even the president of China has come out and said food is actually a national security. He said because if you own the food, you own the people. And we all know that's a saying that everybody has said before, but he's come out and said it. And he said, the food of the Chinese people must be made by and remain in the hands of the Chinese. And you guys, if that's not enough wake-up call, and they're buying our farmland, they're buying our companies. Sorry, I get on a rant. I get really passionate about this.
Well, like I said, she's been telling me this for years.
Well, because
for 15 years, actually.
I've watched this for years, and I'm like, people pay attention, and we're here now. We've been married too long. But I see this, and I mean, if we don't wake up, and especially as businesses that are selling out to other businesses, if we don't pay attention, then one day, then we go, hey, where's the bacon? Where's this? Where's this? I'm sorry, it's being shipped to another country because we own that company. Therefore, we chose to ship it to our country of the origin, which is going to be China, wherever, Russia, wherever it's going to be, and we're going to be sitting here with nothing yet. It's going to be made in our country. So I'll say enough about that and get off my pedestal.
Yeah, well, if you want somebody to rant about China, you're running into the right person because I've been hearing it for a long time and we're just getting started. But just know, China can grow its own food. I know they're having droughts and floods and everything else, just like everybody else. But they're hoarding the world's food, and it's not by mistake. They want to.
Well, they want to control.
They're playing chess. Yep. They don't care if it takes them 100 years. They could not care less if their grandkids carried out their plan. That's the biggest takeaway. The United States set their financial system up to fail. China set theirs up to fail in the beginning and then wipe out everything in the end. Think about what they've done. They have sold cheap goods and really bought our politicians and our big business, and now when they decide to flip the script, it'll be nothing to it. Yep. They already own everything. They already make everything. Now I know China, I'm going to get some comments about, oh, they've got this and they're not in the best shape you think they are. I understand that 100%. They have been suffering droughts and floods, and they've got their own problems with Evergrande and the collapsing economy. But I'm telling you, they've already got their people in tyranny. They already have an authoritative government that all of our big wigs, Bill Gates and can't remember his name, I don't know why, one of the other richest man in the world, were commending them on.
Well, they've had such cheap labor. So obviously everybody knows our businesses have gone over there. We've created deals with them. But in the process, they've also, you guys probably know this because you watch the news, but we have allowed them to have access to so much of our innovations and so many different things like that. So they've taken that and made cheaper versions of it. I mean, you guys all know this isn't anything new, but basically it says, while we're investing time and money and we're trying to go green, they're not doing that. They are not doing that. They are trying to create more productive agriculture, their food, they're focused on this right now. They're coming over here, they're buying our companies, we're making deals with them. It's money in the back pockets of our representative and congressmen. I don't know, do you call them? Do you write to them? I don't know sometimes if this makes a difference or not.
I'm pretty sure it does nothing.
But I think at some point though, we have to stand up and go, enough is enough. How we do that, I'm not sure, but this is one way I'm doing it.
Well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't nothing because they already know what they're doing is wrong. And the guy I was trying to think of was Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, all those people came out during the woohoo bat flu and thought China did a great job by really pinning those people down as they were starving to death in their one-bedroom apartment under tyranny. You know, they really commended them for doing that. Those people are already there. It's not like that here yet. But that's who owns a lot of it. That's who, where our politicians and our big people. Yeah, okay, all right. I'm gonna get demonetized.
We'll get another strike again.
That's true. So guys, I wanted you to know about China, and let me know what you think. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the video. It means so much, and subscribing. And if you like this kind of content, let me know. If you know some more stuff I should talk about, email it to ninjanationreport@gmail.com. And you guys are great for the information I do get. That is going to be the most valuable information in the future. As this thing collapses, as we really start to notice it, ninjanationreport@gmail.com is going to be the mainstream media. That is going to be the preppers' mainstream media. And I don't mean financial advice, hey, ask the ninja this, or what should I do in this situation? I can't answer those questions. This is something you see, take a picture, put some text with it, and I will put it on the screen and get it out to the people. And if we get enough people doing that, case in point is the other day, the tanks on the train. Yes, I understand that happens all the time. Completely get it. But what if it happens here and here and here, and they're all going the same direction, and it's happening at one spot? We might be able to put that together and say, okay, this is happening over here, while this is happening on over here. So yeah, it's about connecting the dots, because they're not going to tell you what they're doing. They're not going to do that. That's why they move them at night, whether it's nefarious or not. They're going to keep you in the dark. They're going to treat you just like a mushroom. But if we have, just think about having millions of eyes reporting to one spot that gets out on a daily basis. That could really be powerful.
True, and also remember, whatever you see in the media, read between the lines. I know I used to work for the government, and we would put out a news, media, whatever, report. There was always something behind the scenes that necessarily wasn't being said. So you guys, our job is to read between the lines. It's to take a look at this, see what's happening here, connect the dots, and just put it all together. And that is what we need to do as a community.
All right, enough said. Guys, thank you for being here. Have an awesome, awesome day. I will see you in the next one. Later.